Welcome back to Runnerverse. I'm Andrew, and today I'm playing Mindbug, which is a two-player card game which is played off of one deck. So I backed the Kickstarter not for the most deluxe edition, which comes with some playmats, but also not at the most basic edition. So there's different options for how much Mindbug you want. But basically, you're going to get a bunch of cards, and then to set up the game, each player gets dealt 10 of those cards, and then you draw 5 of those 10. So we both have our own deck, our own hand. We're going to have our own discard pile. But we didn't build that at the beginning of the game. It was all just dealt from the stack, which we're not going to use unless some crazy card effect says to. And I don't know if any of them do, but I do know that the cards are very powerful, each card. And on your turn, you can either play one of them or attack with one of them. So this is like a creature attacking, battling game, kind of. We also both have 3 hit points. So that's 3 for me and 3 for my opponent. And the rules say you can track that with cards. Like you could just use like 3 cards from the big old unused stack to track that, but I should track with dice for visual clarity. But the big shtick of the game is the eponymous Mindbug. So there's 4 different, or depending on what edition you get, there's at least 2 different Mindbug designs, but it doesn't really matter. They don't have any text or anything. Each player gets 2 Mindbugs. And whenever your opponent plays a card, you have the option of spending a Mindbug in order to take that card for yourself. Now you can only do that twice because you only have 2 of them. But over the course of the game, you can steal your opponent's cards as they play them. So you have to be very careful what you play, because not only do you want it to be a good card that is worth your turn, but you want it to not be so good that you can't deal with it in case your opponent mind bugs you. So because so much of the game takes place mentally, I'm only going to play one side as myself. I'm going to be playing against Ditto. Hello, Ditto. So I'll talk you through my thoughts on my side of the table, and Ditto will play silently. My first play is going to be Turf the Surfer. Now, the first thing that happens is I draw. So whenever you play or discard a card, you draw to replace it. So you're always going to have 5 cards in your hand until your deck is empty. Since we only started with 10 cards in our deck, that can absolutely happen. If you can neither play a card nor attack with a card on your turn, you lose the game. So hopefully we don't get to that point, but I am playing this Turf the Surfer. It has 8 power, and it has an ability when it attacks that I can choose something that can't block. So we'll get into how that works, but for now, just put him out. Ditto has the opportunity to mind bug me. Very interesting. And so I guess Ditto has decided to mind bug. So as you can see, they've flipped 1 mind bug over and taken my card, which means it's my turn again. So technically Ditto didn't have a turn, but they did steal my card, and so I get to play again. And I guess that means Ditto can't really deal with that card. I will say that it is pretty strong. Choose a creature not to be able to block gives them would have given me a pretty good initiative momentum as being the first player. But now in a way, Ditto's the first player, and I'm gonna have to slow that momentum down with the Hamster Lion, which says Frenzy, which means it can actually attack twice on the same turn, and the enemy creatures with the lowest power can't attack. So Ditto only has 1 creature. It therefore has the lowest power among their creatures, and so that Turf the Surfer can't attack. So play that, draw. Ditto could mind bug that as well, but that would be it for the game, and I would still get to play again. So it looks like Ditto's not going to mind bug that, and they can take their turn. Okay, so Ditto's showing me that they want to play this tough Berserker. Tough means it has to die twice before it really kicks in. It has +8 power while Ditto only has 1 health left. But they currently have 3, and otherwise it's just a 3 power. So thank you for showing me Ditto. And I don't think I'll mind bug that. And Ditto, go ahead and draw your replacement card. Good job. All right, so Ditto couldn't have attacked with Turf because of the Hamster Lion. But now that it's my turn and I have a creature in play, I could attack. And what that would mean is I would say, basically, instead of playing a card, I would be saying I am attacking. And then Ditto would have the option of blocking. They can block with the Berserker, which would mean the 8 would kill the 3, and the 3 would not kill the 8. Hamster Lion would survive. Berserker would be dead. That would be my whole turn. Or that Ditto could choose to block with Turf the Surfer. If Ditto did so, 8 would kill 8, and in turn they would both die. And again, that would be my whole turn. Or Ditto could choose to not block, in which case Hamster Lion would deal 1 damage to Ditto and reduce them down to 2. And because of Frenzy, I could then attack with the Hamster Lion again in the same turn, creating the same list of options for Ditto to choose from. I think the most likely sequence would be that I attack with Hamster Lion and they block with Turf the Surfer, which I'm okay with, except for that then all that's left in play is the Berserker, and they'd be free to hit me for a point of damage on my turn, and then I'll be on their turn, and then I'll be on the back foot and have to play something that can block the Berserker going into the next turn. So I might rather play something that keeps me stable, but whenever Turf attacks, they can choose a creature that can't block. So they could choose the Hamster Lion, which would be something that could trade with it. So I might want to play something else that could trade with it. Or I can just kill it with this Tiger Squirrel. So Sneaky means when it attacks, it cannot be blocked except by something else with Sneaky. So it's a great way to sneak damage through. And when I play the Tiger Squirrel, I get to defeat an enemy creature with power 7 or more, which would be Turf. So I'll immediately draw a new card. And Ditto, would you like to Mindbug that? No, that would be your last one. So Ditto is going to roll with it and let the Tiger Squirrel kill Turf the Surfer, which means my turn's over. Ooh, the Gorillion. So Ditto wants to play a 10 power creature. I think I'll let them have it. All right, my turn. Okay, so now if I attack with the Hamster Lion, they can just block with the bigger creature. But they can't block my Tiger Squirrel because it's sneaky. But I have to think, am I afraid of being attacked in return by that Gorillion? So I think I'm going to play Spider Owl, which is sneaky and poisonous. Poisonous means if it deals any damage to a creature, it kills it. So if they attack with Gorillion, I can block and trade. Do you want to Mindbug that, Ditto? All right, I guess you do want it. Here, I can fix that. I know your Ditto fingers are slippery. So I guess you can't beat a sneaky card, and I already have a sneaky card. So Ditto might be thinking they can't beat that much sneakiness. But that does mean I get to play again, and it means Ditto's now pretty far on the back foot. Their board looks fine, but with no Mindbugs left, they're subject to whatever I play for the rest of the game. I'm going to play the Harpy Mother. So she has 5 power. That was my last card in the deck, by the way. I only have what's left in my hand to play with for the rest of the game. Doesn't help that 2 of my cards got stolen via Mindbugs. Although, I mean, technically, I guess I got 2 more cards to work with, which is whatever Ditto plays. But when the Harpy Mother is defeated, I get to take control of 2 enemy creatures with power 5 or less. So I can steal that sneakiness back along with the Berserker or whatever else Ditto plays. So what do you think of that? Ferret Bomber. I have to discard 2 cards, huh? I only have 5 cards left. You've already used both your Mindbugs. So yeah, I don't want to discard 2. So I'm gonna use 1 and take that, which means now you have to discard 2 cards. Oh yeah, you do get to redraw 2 more. Ooh, another Spider Owl, very defensive. I have to say, this has been a pretty interesting game of Mindbug to be looking at because there's been no attacks so far, and both players have emptied their decks already. So I think I'll let them have the Spider Owls. And now I'm actually up on cards because of that discard 2. I've got 5 and they've got 4 in hand. We both have 4 in play. But there's no good attacks. I can attack with the Tiger Squirrel. It's sneaky, so they'd only be able to block with one of these 2. Poisonous wouldn't really matter because they're both 3 power and they would just trade. And then what else would I attack with later on? I don't know. So it'd be nice if I can get the Harpy Mother dead. Then I can take both the Spider Owls. So if I attack with her, they have to either take a damage or kill her by blocking. I mean, I guess the Berserker could just die, but that doesn't seem great either. You know what? I think I will do that. Let's attack with the Harpy Mother and see what Ditto wants to do. Okay, so Ditto blocked with the Berserker, and because it is tough, it is now indicated that it has died 1 time by rotating it. So it's still on the table because of the tough ability, and we know that if it would die again, it actually does die. And that was my whole attack. They blocked it. They didn't really lose anything except for half of their Bugzerker, basically. So now it's your turn, Ditto. Plated Scorpion. Sure, I'm not going to Mindbug that. I think I'm going to play Ram Hopper. I've got Ditto in a bit of a predicament, and I think this is going to exacerbate that. It's going to give all of my creatures Frenzy, which means they can attack twice. So now if you want to mess around with trying to not take damage from a Harpy Mother, it's really going to cost you, unless you want to kill it. Go ahead. Ooh, an attack with Spider Owl, huh? So I can take the 1 damage, I can block with the Ferret Bomber and it would die, or I can block with the Tiger Squirrel and they would trade. Can't block with the other creatures because they are not sneaky. So it looks like Ditto is trying to make me kill off their threatening creatures before the Harpy Mother dies, or just deal some damage to me. You know what? I think, Ditto, I'm just going to let you hit me. So I'm going to go down to 2 First Blood. Now that it's my turn, let's send in the Harpy Mother. So what are you going to do about that? And remember, if you let it hit you, you're going to have to take a second hit from the Ram Hopper giving it Frenzy and attack again. Alright, so it was only 3 power you blocked with the Spider Owls, but the poisonous means Harpy Mother is killed, but her ability is I'd take control of 2 of your creatures with power 5 or less, so I'll take your other Spider Owl. And, the half-dead Bugzerker or the plated Scorpion? Let's do the Scorpion, because it's not half-dead yet. It's also tough. Poisonous means it can trade with that Gorillion if you, for some reason, attack with that. And I still would get to keep my sneaky Spider Owl. All right, go ahead. Tusked Extorter, huh? Attack, I discard a card. That's fine. All right, then I'll just attack with one of my sneaky creatures, the Tiger Squirrel, and hit you for 1. You don't have anything sneaky, so you have to take it. And then because of the Ram Hopper, it has Frenzy, so I'll attack with it again and put you down to 1. You better do something quick, but whatever you do, I can Mindbug it. So attacking with the Tusked Extorter, I have to discard a card, but honestly, I don't care. Actually, you know what? I'm discarding this Hyenix. And then I'm going to let you hit me with the Extorter, just so now I can use the Frenzy, or the, when you lose 1 or more life points while this is in your discard pile, I can play it. So I get to bring it out. And now I have an extra card. Now it's my turn, and I can just attack you with that Tiger Squirrel again, or your own Spider Owl. And it's sneaky, so you can't stop it, and you're dead. And there you go. I still had 1 Mindbug left over. Sorry, good game, Ditto. So that was the game. I feel like it didn't have a great showing of Mindbugs. I mean, we did use the Mindbugs, but sometimes it's a lot more exciting and dynamic. It's probably better when you're actually sitting across someone who can talk back with you and just really trying to manipulate your side of the table as best as possible. Plus, despite how much talking I did in making this game drag out, it is a pretty quick game. It can go really quickly, could go off in just a few turns, or both players could pull through their whole deck, so this is definitely on the longer side of game. In this particular gameplay, it can go much faster, but there's a lot of back and forth, a lot of worrying about the very powerful card that your opponent just played and how you're going to deal with it, or what you're going to do if your opponent steals the very important and powerful card that you're trying to play. Because you might think, well, I need this to beat that, but if they Mindbug this, then they have it, and then how do I beat that? So as simple as it is, it can be very compelling. But anyway, thanks for watching. Subscribe so we can get more subscribers, and bye.